right, welcome. What's going on? What's going on? Hope you guys had a good weekend. We've got much to discuss for sure. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you're new here. Ty, I still don't see myself in the intro for the $8 club, Heartbroken Hog. Well, I'll have to double check that. Thank you for telling me. I wish you would have. Did you tell me before? Because I don't know. I'll double check. Is your name Heartbroken Hog in Patreon? Because if it is, or if it isn't, let me know. DM me, whatever. If you're in our Discord, make sure you shoot me a DM or just on Twitter, whatever. I'm pretty sure I have open DMs on my personal. All right. Yeah, we're here. We're live. What's going on? Pigpen, Camo Gang. Unless that box nice. Says, I don't know what you're talking about. Wagner doesn't really have anywhere else to go. We're going to talk about that. That, of course, is going to be the last part of the show, but we've got some other stuff to discuss before we get to Wagner. So again, if you're coming in after the fact and you're really curious about Wagner, that is the last part of the feature part of the live show. That's what that is. Let me crack open a cold one here really quick, if you'll forgive me. Something I have gotten away from. You guys remember a long time ago I used to do like ratings on drinks years ago, 2-3 years ago. I used to do it with alcoholic beverages, and I've never tried one of these. What is it? I don't know. One of these. I've never tried one. So I'm going to give this a shot really quick. Tell you how I feel. So again, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Fruity aroma. Okay. Pleasantly surprised. I didn't think it. Oh, that's pretty good. So if you're like me and you kind of watch your sugar intake a little bit, really low sugar, 0 sugars, sugar, alcohol, 1 gram, total carbs, 3 grams, just 1%. A lot of caffeine though. So yeah, going to be filling that 200 milligrams. There you go. That's I don't know. That's actually pretty good. That's a solid 7. That's solid 7. Okay. The new Sprite is good. I didn't know there was one. There's something new every day. Have you had the Baja, what is it, the Doritos? The Baja Blast Doritos? Oh, my God. They're so good, dude. They're so good. All right. Shout out to Patreon supporters. Again, you guys help make this possible. If you want to join, you want to get in on the fun, you really need to you need to do that. We got a lot of, especially with basketball lately, it's been fire in that room. In Discord, here's the is that Patreon? Yeah, there you go. There's the Tusk Talk with Ty Patreon if you want to hop in. Hey, we have a local celebrity in our Discord. We had at one point years ago. We had Ty Richardson. He bolted recently too. I might add. He got tagged and he left. I don't know. I thought we were boys. He is the better Ty with the E at the end of the TY. And we had John Neighbors in there years ago. He hopped in. I think he said hi, and then that was it. It was him because he was on a Twitch stream. I was in his Twitch stream, and I told him, hey, you need to come check out Discord. And he did. I think he said hi, and then that was really about it. Now we have War Machine. We'll see if he sticks around a little while, but War Machine is in our Discord. Yeah, that War Machine, when you upload a video. So you need to get in on Discord. It's even if you're not a Patreon supporter, it's a lot of fun. I'll give you the link to that as well. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. There you go. There's the links for Tusk Talk with Ty Patreon and Discord. Yeah, this isn't possible without Patreon supporters, folks in Discord, and also our sponsors, or direct service overhead, the Garage Door Company. Same day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. We've got some snapshots of some of their work. They also worked on my garage door. I'm sure you guys, most of you are very well aware of that, but for those of you who are not, they put on my door, and I love it. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Free quotes. I mean, they'll stop by. They'll look at your situation. They'll assess. And it's free. Give you a heads up. How about this one? Insurance Max. This is cool. First off, business, personal, life, and health insurance. Insurance Max. They cover all four corners of our great state. Also, sign up or call for a free quote, and your name gets put into a hat to possibly win EA College Football 25 to get your copy. Or I'm sure it'll be a digital, no one buys physical anymore. No one buys discs. You just download it. You go to the PSN store or the Microsoft store and purchase. Everything's done online these days. So they'll hook you up, man. So shout out to Wes. But that's you're eligible. Obviously, they're not going to give one out to everybody for a free quote, but you get your name thrown into a hat. So, yeah, shout out to Insurance Max for doing that. Let's get started off first. Not super thrilled about this first part. And in all honesty, I don't think this bothers anyone as much as it did me. I'm sure you guys did on Saturday. You were a little pissed. But this just weighed on me all weekend. Arkansas gets run ruled in their game 3 against Texas A&M, losing in an embarrassing way here. I don't like getting run ruled, period. Arkansas, when you're a top 5, top 10 caliber team, and you have been all year, especially in the top 5, you have no business getting run ruled, man. And this really just bothers me for a lot of different reasons. I understand they had someone else behind the plate. I understand that this was not – they won the West. They're going to kind of, get that dirt off your shoulder. I get that mentality. I understand that. A lot of fans are just like, whatever. We won the regular season West. Hooray. Hooray. By the way, if you guys listen to the Morning Rush, did you hear Chuck and Ty Richardson this morning? Speaking of Ty, wow. Go watch today's show after this. Fast forward to the hour, I think it's hour 21, hour 22 mark. Got pretty testy. Listen, it was quality. It was grade A quality entertainment. I enjoyed it. I got right in the middle of it. But anyways, yeah, congratulations. You won the SEC West regular season title, whatever. Okay. And I know the guys, I'm sure the players in the dugout really thrilled about that as they're getting run ruled in game 3 against A&M. They gave up 15 hits. Again, A&M able to you lose this game 14-4. It's just embarrassing. And no top 5 team, I don't care, at home, neutral field, on the road, should be getting run ruled in a rubber match against an SEC or against an interconference opponent. What are we doing? What are we doing getting run ruled? And why is no one else like a little pissed about this? That's embarrassing. It's a rubber match, head-to-head, against the other team that's been ranked right with you or ahead of you or right behind you all year, and you lose the damn game by getting run ruled? Are you serious? It's just, I don't know. I don't like losing, period. I know you guys don't either, and I'm not saying that I'm not suggesting that any of you are settling, but it certainly seems like fans are like, whatever, move on, to that SEC conference, the mighty SEC conference tournament that everybody is so excited for. My thing, too, with this is that we've talked about, and Dave Van Horn has mentioned this before, we've talked about confidence, these guys having it at the plate, having it at the mound, when you're making plays infield or outfield, having confidence, it carries, it can weigh you down if you don't have it. And, man, a game like that, I'm sure they probably, by the time they got back to Fayetteville, I'm sure they were like, all right, whatever, we got to get to work and get ready for postseason. I'm sure. I don't think anyone lost. Well, I'm sure they did lose sleep. What I should say is I don't think anyone cried themselves to sleep that night. But I hope they lost a little bit of sleep and got pissed off. And then you had an opportunity to win this series in game 1, and A&M just made some really good plays and The ball just didn't fall in your favor, right? Didn't fall where it needed to. Didn't land where it needed to, and A&M was able to make plays, and they won a mighty pitcher's duel, which was a fantastic. If you're a fan of pitcher's duel, that game one was incredible. Arkansas's hitting is still hit or miss. I mean, we've talked about this all year. It was mostly miss. Lately, it was a little bit more hit. Our prediction for game 2 was 10 hits or more. I said they would. Me and a few others said they would. They did. I think they ended on 11 hits for game 2. I don't like going out the way they did for the regular season. Not only that, you dropped the series, but you also, again, you got run ruled. And I don't think Arkansas, you're a higher caliber team than that. And I know, and I'm not suggesting that A&M isn't a really good ball club. We all know they are. That really could be a team that wins it all. I just think Arkansas is better than getting run ruled at the very least. It's just embarrassing. I don't know. Ty, we have below average hitters. At some point, our pitching can only take us so far without average hitting. No, right. And Charles, to be fair, that's been we have complained about that all year. But that doesn't excuse what happened in Game 3. I mean, it was on pitching too. Like pitching, it was on pitching. In Game 1 hitting, to be fair, that was they went from their best guy to their best bullpen guy. I mean, I had a feeling Game 1 was going to be a very low. I didn't think it'd be that kind of a pitcher's duel, but I had a feeling it would be a low hitting, low scoring game. Had again no idea it would end up being like that. Game 2 had its own set of drama. It was actually really fun baseball to watch. And then Game 3, and I feel bad for the people who went, the Razorback fans. There were quite a few there. So, yeah, again, I'm just – that really just irks me. I don't like losing to A&M anyways, that weirdo cult. I don't like losing to them. You know what's funny is the A&M people I've met that moved here are actually really – I don't know that I've met one that I didn't like. It's only when I've seen them at games where I'm like, oh – but yeah, it's just I don't like losing to them. I don't like getting run ruled by anybody. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't care if you're the best team of all time in college baseball. Arkansas should not be getting run ruled. Period. And it's just is what it is. Can you imagine pitching 7 good innings just for the other guys to come in and lose the game? Yeah. They disrespected Ty on the morning rush. I would have been fired after too much crow. It'd been that one day Chuck gets belligerent, spewing the same tired Kool-Aid. I've only ever met Chuck like twice. I don't have anything against him. I listen to the morning rush in the morning when I take my kids to school. Sometimes I'll sit down in here. If I'm doing notes, I'll have them on. I like Ty. Obviously, I've had him on the show once, I think. We need to get him back on. I like Ty a lot. He's down-to-earth guy. I mean, anytime I see him out and about, whether it's in the media box or I saw him at a tailgate before a basketball game, super down-to-earth guy, willing to and there's some of them that aren't. There are some folks, I'm not going to name names, who I've seen in person. They're not that way. They're not as nice. They're not willing to come up to you and be nice to you like he is. And Chuck, the couple times I've met Chuck, he's a nice guy. I like Chuck's input. I do. I realize some of the stuff that he says, people get a little upset about. Do I feel like Ty gets a little disrespected or kind of brushed off? Yeah, he does. But to be fair, he's also the young one, right? He's not even – is he 30? I don't even think he's 30, man. I mean, he's young, I mean – hell, I didn't have my first kid till I was 29, 29, in my late 20s, right? You grow up when you have kids, right? And he's got a little ways to go, I'm sure, but he's really good at what he does. I like how he tries to listen, radio, there's a reason, and I've talked about this before. It would take a lot of money to pull me to radio. I'll tell you that right now. You have to have something topical 5 days a week. You've got to have something to talk about. And this morning I thought they had grade A entertainment. And I'll be real with you. Sometimes when they're knocking Ty around a little bit, I think Ty expects it and he knows it makes for great radio. And it did. I thought this morning was interesting. But I did think that Chuck's reaction was a little, he was definitely kind of backed into a corner. If you haven't watched it again, go watch it. It made for really good radio. I was entertained for sure. My kids were like, both my girls were like, what is going on? I was like, wow, it's listen, sports are serious, okay? Forget politics, forget the economy, forget inflation, all that. Sports is it's highly, it's very important, okay? All right? Shut up, sit down, buckle up, kids. Shut up! Sit down! That's me. That was a simulation right there. What I'm doing in the morning. I don't care that you didn't finish your bowl of Cheerios. Okay. Our pitching is going to catch up to us in College World Series. Smith can't pitch every game. Kind of reminds you of the call the cops situation on the mound. Remember, they ran out of arms. That's not going to be an issue this year. I really don't. Like, to that level of bad. I'm not saying that they're going to have a bad day on the mound. Everybody does. No team is great. No pitcher is on the money every time they come out, whether they're a starting pitcher, middle relief, if they're a closer. Not everyone's always on. There's certainly going to be games. Hagen has had those, right? Not many. Not many. I had here Hagen Smith. So speaking of Hagen Smith is all that is man. Hagen Smith, SEC Pitcher of the Year, baby. 9-0 record with a 1.52 ERA. That is insane. I don't care what league you're in, and the fact that he did this in the SEC West is absurd. 1.52 ERA, 150 strikeouts in 77 innings over 14 starts. He's 7-0 in SEC play with a 1.35. I mean, this is just nuts. 110 strikeouts, 60 innings over 10 SEC starts. Has a team leading 11 quality starts and a program record 11 double-digit strikeout games of the year. Leads the country with his 1.52 ERA, by the way. Smith became the program's all-time strike leader at 349 in his final start of the regular season, overtaking Nick Schmidt at 345 for sole possession of Arkansas's career strikeout mark. Incredible season for Hagen Smith. Incredible. He is all that is man. That dude, you just have a pretty damn good feeling what's going to happen when he's on the mound. Good for him. Good for Hagen. I don't know. It's lovely. It's lovely to have someone who once they get on that mound, they're going to be fine. You have confidence. Yeah, he's just going to strike all these guys out. You've got a lot of confidence. He's going to be just fine. Hope Hagen is drafted by the Cardinals, says John Everett. Good Lord. Oh, God, they need so much help. They need so much help. I'm not going to go down that road. Don't forget, we got a poll if you haven't seen it yet. Does Wagner end? We have two polls. We've got one on the community page. How far does Arkansas go? Arkansas baseball. So go take that. Go take the poll. Our poll numbers have been awful lately. You guys go take that poll. And then maybe, I was going to say tag a friend, but it's YouTube. I don't think you can. Can you tag people on YouTube in the comments? Like, I know you can here, but on a community page, I don't know. So anyways, go take that poll. I think last I saw, Arkansas winning it all was in the lead, which I did not expect, especially after the way they ended that series against A&M. I did not expect it. We'll see where it's at in the next 24 hours. And then the poll we have here, does Wagner end up a Hog? 67% of you still believe that he is. 33% of you say no. Also, like, share, subscribe. What's up, Ty? What's up, Philip? How you doing, man? Speaking of sharing, Philip always shares. Philip's my guy. Look at that. He already shared. I didn't even know if you shared, and looky there. Philip did already. That's awesome. And I appreciate you guys who are tagging me on Facebook, sharing the content as well. That means a lot. Thank you. Don't forget to like the Facebook page. I don't do anything with it. I swear I will. I swear we're going to do some stuff with it. I'm going to stream or do something. Make sure you go follow it and, Twitter and blah, 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 blah. I think if our hitters give us at least 4 runs, I think we're unbeatable. Yeah, Charles, listen, that has been the case for most of the season, besides a few SEC games. But, yeah, I just got on, too. And right now you're the only one who is, at least the only person that tagged me in the sharing. And the sharing is caring. By the way, and I posted this, again, something else on our community page. If you've got Madden 24, hey, come join our league. We've got an online league. We just started this, and I think we're up to 8 people. We're up to 8 members, I think. Let's see. Austin, Mike, Frenchie, 4356. That's Muscle Hamster. Will is the team I'm not going to say out loud. Megan is, I don't know who, she's a wolf. She apparently has moved her team to Canada, I guess. King Flame Shot, Dylan's going to be Baltimore. We got Tim Neal from Don't Read the Comments podcast, that show that doesn't ever post content. Tim Neal is in our league, who's really good, by the way. Him and Will both are really good. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm trash. I played against Will this morning with it was an exhibition. It wasn't in our dynasty, and I got smoked. I'm trash. But hey, come join, it's fun. We're giving away XP in our Discord, 20,000 XP for anybody that joins. I also need to figure out who the hell's Black Hawks 22210. Black Hawks 22210. Whoever you are, if you're in our Discord, let me know so I can give you your XP. All right. Again, shout out to Patreon supporters and our sponsors. Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. Give them a call today, 501-244-3667. And, of course, Insurance Max, business, personal, life and health insurance, retirement. Click the link. Just go sign up for a free quote and get your name in the hat for a shot at winning the EA College Football 25 game that drops mid-July. I think it's July 19th. Yeah, we talked about it last Friday. All you got to do, sign up for a free quote. That's it, free quote. And you just drop your name in the hat. You could win a free copy of the game. I'm not sure on how many copies he's doing. Wes, if he's in here. It might be 1, might be 2. I don't know. I don't know if he was specific. I think it was 1, but don't quote me. He says free copy of NCAA. Blah, blah, blah. No obligation to buy. So there you go. I mean, bada bing, bada boom. Go Toronto Huskies. Okay. Moved them to Toronto. You're in the AFC North and you moved Cincinnati. I'm sure the fine people of Ohio won't overreact to that at all. Got mine the other day. Got your what? Oh, your copy of the game? Yeah, dude, I did too. Or your pre-order? Yeah. Same. I'm ready. I'm ready to roll. All right. Arkansas got a new football commit. Hogs add yet another wide receiver to the roster for the 2024 season. Zachary Taylor, 6'4", 170 pounds. He's from Yoakum, Texas. Signed with Army, but was released from his LOI, I guess. And will be on scholarship at Arkansas in 24. Has a self-claimed 4.48 40. I don't know what this strategy is anymore. I think that leaves them with 2 scholarships now, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know what the strategy is. I really don't. Let's go get another wide receiver. Now, this one's on scholarship. The former MLB player was a walk-on I already forgot the guy's name. I apologize. I don't know, man. It's a little it's kind of wild. 6'4", 170 pounds. That's a tall, skinny guy. Nothing against him. I'm sure he's great. I mean, I don't want to say great, but I'm sure he's, if they're going to give him a scholarship, I'm going to assume he's at least capable of earning a scholarship. And congrats to him and his family. That's a big deal to get on scholarship. That's awesome. I'm happy for him. I don't know the strategy here. Why are they going after so many wide receivers? It'll make sense if guys start pouring into the portal, right? If you start losing guys left and right. Yeah, this one also came. I had no idea about this. I had no clue that they were going to offer one of their 3 final spots to a receiver. If his 4.48's legit at 6'4", 170 pounds, awesome. Hope he can run good routes. Hope he can absorb the playbook quickly. But listen, he's not. I'm just going to be real. What are the odds this guy sees the field, and why are you using scholarships on receivers that are likely to not see the field? Now, if this is a Petrino thing, or Fouch, he just went out and found the guy, and Petrino said, "Go do your thing." I still don't understand it. I would rather them stock up on defensive line, maybe another right tackle, another linebacker. I don't know. I just think they're stocked to the brim on wide receivers, and I just don't get this. If he were a walk-on, I'd be like, oh, yeah, whatever, that's fine. But this he's on scholarship, and again, I'm happy for him, but for Arkansas, it just feels desperate. Now, I'm going to tell you, they have lost and they have lost some NIL bids on some other players, and I realize they're reaching into the bottom of the cookie jar at this point. I fully understand that, but there's still some guys left that you could probably have a shot at. But now with the NIL, with how just crazier and crazier it continues to get with the amount of money, I mean, I'm going to tell you, if I could repeat to you some of the stuff that I've heard that these guys who I'm not even sure would make the 2 deep, what they're asking for, and they know this because, and this was one of my biggest fears about the second portal window, they know that teams are getting desperate. Some of these, and it's not necessarily the players themselves, right? Sometimes it's the people around them. Maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a uncle, maybe it's dad, maybe it's a big brother, whatever. Or so-and-so, the agent down the road who wants to be your agent. You've heard that whole spiel before about how all these people are becoming agents to these friends or to these players. But I'm going to tell you, when it's gotten so out of hand, they know that these teams are desperate, and the bidding just gets crazy. And the amount of money that guys who probably, and again, this is just stuff that I've heard. I cannot confirm. That doesn't mean that it's all true. Doesn't mean that all these players are guilty of doing it. But I have heard some just egregious amounts for these guys who I can tell you right now, they would not make the 2 deep. And they want money from like what we would consider 2 years ago a guaranteed starter out of the NIL. Listen, we all know this. I'm not telling you anything that's shocking, and I'm sure a lot of you are very fully aware of this. It's just gotten so out of hand, and that's probably why Arkansas is just, they're not willing to spend whatever they have left in NIL on a guy who wants 2022 starter money to come be a 3 guy, to maybe have a shot at making the 2 deep. At best, maybe. They're just not willing to risk it with whatever NIL money they have. So I can't say that much. They have these amounts have just gotten out of hand. Speaking of Arkansas recruiting, Curne, you guys remember him? Right out of our own backyard. Marion, Arkansas. 4-star. I think he's still projected to go to LSU. He's being recruited by Brad Davis. Good old Brad Davis. Or was. I don't know if that's still. So Deke Adams and Eric Matios are on his Matios Eric Matios are in on his recruiting. 6'4", 301, 4-star, .94 composite. Formerly committed to Arkansas, decommitted back on March 25th. He's now going to visit, and this is a pretty big deal because he's a big-time prospect. This is a big-time kid right out of your own backyard. March 25th, he decommits, but now he's going to visit on the weekend of the 9th, July 7th through the 9th. So Carius Curne, who I would love to see them flip, it'd be really cool to see that happen, you know. God only knows. Brody Farrell says probably because so many wide receivers had trouble getting separation. I definitely think he plays, but he could be in the return game. Maybe. I don't know. Again, his 4.48 is self-claimed. We don't know if that's legit. I mean, you always like a guy who's 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", who's running in that 4.4 low to or mid to low 4.4 range. But speed's not everything, right? You gotta know your routes, gotta run your routes, gotta be in sync with the quarterback. You gotta know your role. All that stuff just kind of rolled into one with a wide receiver. And the fact that he's coming in once again before fall camp, that also works against him, Brody. We'll see if he makes the field. I would venture to say he doesn't. But again, who knows? Someone might get a little dinged up. Or he might just surprise everybody. I don't know. I mean, crazier things have happened. Ty, when you're going to collab with United States Sports would be sweet. Great job. Hey, I appreciate you, Ontario, Arkansas. Yeah, I see those guys at practice. I don't. I talk every once in a while with Curtis, and they're good guys. Never actually talked to John Neighbors. They're good guys. They do good work. Chad says they need I'm assuming you meant large number of wide receivers. The cream will rise to the top in the Razorback Hunger Games with real razors, says Chad. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. Considering what I just said about these positions that they need and the fact that they're not willing to spend, back up to starter kind of NIL money on guys that are going to be lucky to be in the 2 deep or 3 deep, I should say, not the 2 deep, in the 3 deep. There's some positions you might get desperate enough, you might spend that kind of money, but all things considered, I really think that they don't need another wide receiver. And I get the sentiment that listen, just get as many as you can, and by God, the top 2-3 guys will come out victorious. Listen, that could happen anyways. Doesn't mean you need to keep adding more and more receivers. I think they're pretty locked up. I mean, that depth at wide receiver, to me, looks pretty locked up, if you want my honest opinion. Again, unless somebody – that could be what's going on here, right? Again, I'm just asking the question, why are we getting so many receivers? But you've got Andrew Armstrong, Tyrone Brode, Isaiah Centennia, probably your top 3 guys, Teslaw, Jaden Wilson, a couple guys that have been here for a couple of years, Jordan Anthony, the Texas A&M transfer, the track guy, saw a little bit of his speed in spring camp. He's capable. He's someone who, like, if he wanted decent money as a depth guy or maybe even as a potential, I'm not going to say starter, but if he wants 2 deep kind of money, whatever that is, you're going to give it to him. He's got some SEC experience. We know he was good enough that A&M, they wanted him. He was with Petrino to some capacity last year. You're going to take Jordan Anthony. That's fine. You've also got C.J. Brown, who he got in there, man. C.J. Brown, Desmond James, Bryce Stevens. Cameron Bibby got in there a little bit in camp. But they've got so many damn names. And that's not even mentioning the guys they've already pulled, the guys that they've got coming in. I just don't think they need any more. I would rather them go after another right tackle. I don't know what to make of Keyshawn Blackstock just yet. Tykees Crawford, who what little bit he got to play last year, I thought he struggled mightily, but he had a couple of games at PFF I think graded him decently. Aaron Smith is your other right tackle. And I guarantee a lot of you would be like, wait, Aaron Smith, where's he from? What was he out of high school? What's his deal? Right? So I kind of would like them to go after another right tackle. I know, again, they've got some guys coming in. Again, maybe another linebacker, maybe another nickel, maybe another guy playing the nickel because, there's some questions there, although I like Tevis Metcalf. I like Tevis Metcalf a lot. By the way, him and his brother have been working out in a camp back home. I've been talking to his dad a little bit. Look out for the Metcalf brothers, man. I'm really excited for both of them. I think they're both going to be really good players. TJ, of course, he's fighting. He's in the mix. Tevis already as a young buck. He's going to have some opportunities. Both those guys obviously are going to have some opportunities. I don't understand this pool for all these receivers, and it just has Petrino written all over it, which is fine if he's building his roster, but it's like at some point you would expect Sam to kind of chime in, assuming that's not happening. Hey, hold on. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe Sam is maybe this is his find. I don't know. Maybe he's the one that wants to stack up the wide receiver room. But I think these receivers they have on roster, they're not moving. They're not budging. Any of these guys I just mentioned, Armstrong, Broden, you guys know how big I am on those two. Centennia, Isaac Tesla's got a lot to prove. I'm not saying he's going to be a star, but he's certainly – I don't know that I see him losing a two-deep spot. Jordan Anthony, who seems to me like he's secured at least a three-deep. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. Don't forget to take the poll. Does Wagner end up a hog? 69% of you are saying yes. 69%. If you guys have any questions or comments, fire away. You guys know I interact with my chat. I interact with you guys. I read most of what you post. Super Chat is up and I don't ever push Super Chat, but it is up and running. Don't forget Patreon. If you want to help this independent channel, go check it out, man. It goes a long ways. Next recruiting cycle, they should drop a bag on the Warren receiver. There's a couple of in-state guys I like in that 25 class, but out of the state of Arkansas. But we got to get through the season first. I don't even want to concentrate on I don't even want to talk recruiting in-state right now until let's get through the season first and let's see what happens. Of course, we know, too, high school recruiting is just not the same since the portal. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Copyright strike. Let's see. Oh, we had someone else join Discord. Who is this? It won't pull your name up because I'm on OBS. For whatever reason, OBS and Discord don't like each other, so I can't pull up your name. Whoever you are that just joined Discord, welcome. It's glorious in there. XP. By the way, newbies get 10,000 XP the day you hop in. The day you join Tusk Talk with Ty Discord, you get 10,000 XP. And then you get to participate in all of our predictions. And I got to get some SEC predictions up. I got to get them up tonight or tomorrow morning. I wish it would let me pull your name up, whoever you are. And yeah, when you participate in the predictions, you get bonus XP if you're a Patreon supporter, if you have your accounts linked together. I heard he wasn't coming, says Emmanuel Bryant. All right, well, so 66% of you are saying he is. 66% of you are saying Wagner will end up being a Razorback. Josh, back in my day, we didn't get XP for joining Discord. Back in my day. Oh, you just had to pull that, didn't you? Oh, man. Does Wagner end up a Hog? So this has been talked about in our basketball Discord, and I think someone's already pointed this out. Are the 2 Euro kids holding up Wagner's decision? That was something I was going to mention. I kind of wonder if that is something that's going on. Where is he going to go? USC, is there room for him? Have they not filled up their spot? What happened with Florida? Remember the whole visiting thing? Is he staying at Kentucky? Well, Kentucky's piling up guards. I think they're bringing in a couple of combos. I don't know where he's going to end up going. If he goes out west, where is he going to go out west? Does he just stay at Kentucky? Maybe he just feels like there's room for him there. I don't know. But if you're curious where all this is coming from, this started this morning. 247 recruiting analyst Travis Branham took his crystal ball of Wagner to Arkansas down. This happened this morning before 11 a.m. And speculation is he could be staying at Kentucky. I don't think that's a real possibility. And it also, if the USC thing, if there was anything to it, A, I don't think there's room for him, and B, he would have done this weeks ago. He's got the girlfriend who plays out there. Again, the whole Florida situation, what happened with it, maybe they have room. They've only got, I think, right now they've only got 3 transfers, and only one of them is a guard, Elijah Martin, 6'2", combo guard out of FAU. I can't pronounce that kid from Wazoo, from Washington State. Ruben Chinalu, who's going to play center. Sam Alexis, who's a forward. They've got room for him at Florida. Is that what's going on? Is he going down to Florida? I just don't know that that's a realistic possibility here. Arkansas's got room. We know that if he joins, this is a guy that's going to get significant playing time year one. I believe he is. Nick Cox, love the show, bro. I don't think we get him, but maybe one of the European guys. Could be. Wagner is waiting for Juju to get recruited by neighbors. Yeah. Arkansas right now still has the number 1 transfer class in the country. I mean, they're still killing it. They're still good. Boogie Flan, Carter Knox, Billy Richmond. They're all signed up. You got Adu Thero, Jonell Davis, Jonas Adu, Big Z, Zvonimir. Boy, this stuff just comes right back up, doesn't it? I don't know if I should be drinking this after 7 p.m. I'm going to be a handful. Oh, it's vegan, by the way. Thank God. Gluten-free. B6 and B12. Yeah, I don't know where he goes. I don't know what's going on with the situation. Do the Euro players have something to do with this? Probably. We got a long ways to go, before we get through all this and fill out the rest of this roster. We know he's not going to add more than maybe a couple more spots. I still feel like this is a top 12 roster easily. With Cal and the re-energized fan base, although I don't think they lost a ton of energy from the Musselman era, despite what happened last season. There's so much electricity in Fayetteville. All this momentum. I don't know that you look at Arkansas and you go, even with just these guys, with this roster, I don't know that you look at this roster and go, yeah, no, I'm not buying it. I don't think anyone's doing that. You just don't. I don't know that you know ball. You don't know ball if you're saying that. I appreciate the super chat again, Nick Cox. Thanks, man. I don't advertise that as often. I just don't. Probably should. It would help. Ad revenue sucks here. Ad revenue is terrible. And I don't even run ads. I'm holding them off for you guys. It keeps popping up, and I'm holding them off. With vegan, the more pretentious, the better it is for you and Earth. It's science, says Steven. Mama Tusk is going to have her hands full drinking the energy after 7. I'm telling you, man. Absolutely. So, again, make sure you take the poll. Tell me what you think Wagner's going to do. Of course, I hope he ends up being a Razorback. It's just looking more or less likely. Less and less likely. I don't know what his move is. I think I'm just as fascinated. If he's not going to end up at Arkansas, I'm almost just as fascinated to see what he does. Y'all are too much. Yeah, I read that. Other Mike says the SEC announced they're gonna try double first bases in the tournament. I saw that. We'll see how that goes. They've done that. They've done that at times this year, have they not? Didn't they do that in non-conference? I seem to remember that. Once again, if you're on Madden 24, listen, the reason why we're doing this, for anyone who's curious, the reason why we're doing the Madden 24 thing, it's to get used to their online dynasty, the online franchise, just to get an idea of how it runs. I haven't played an online dynasty in I don't know how long. It's been a while, at least 6-7 years. And so we're kind of reacquainting ourselves, if you will. And so we're doing that. We've got plenty of room. We've only got, I think, 7 or 8 people signed up. So if you want to come join that league, just check out our Discord. We've got the server information and the password there for you. All you do, I guess you could jump in at any point in the season. War Machine said in Discord, you could jump in at any point in the year. Doesn't matter. Sooner the better. I'm going to cut off the XP bonus probably by the end of the week. So you need to join if you want that 20,000 XP. And listen, if you're new to Discord, if you're just now joining our Discord, you're gonna get that 10,000, right? And then if you join Madden, you're gonna get that extra 20. That's 30,000 XP. And we are doing an award at the end of the year for this cycle, for our XP cycle. We just haven't announced it yet. Yep. All right. So we are doing. And we talked about this. We had a little meeting last night. We are doing EA College Football Online. We're doing the whole Dynasty thing. Really excited for it. Don't know yet what conference we're doing, if we're just going to build our own conference, make it all crappy teams. We don't know. But I'd really appreciate it, man, if you join, get the word out. I want to get as many people in that as we can. Wagner wants to do his own thing, but the chicken internet camp guys' money is making it impossible to turn down, trying to get USC to match, says Eddie Congress. It's an interesting last name. Is that your real last name, Eddie? That's an interesting last name. I like the tough early games. Should give us an idea of what we have early. What doesn't kill me gives me XP. Makes me stranger. It's a good Batman quote. Dark Knight, great movie. Yeah. So, we want as many people as we can get in that NCAA or EA college football. It's not NCAA anymore. We want as many people in that as we can get. So, looking forward to it. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's take another look at this poll here. I'm going to give you about another. We're gonna do a final little home stretch here, and then we'll end the poll. But again, 68% of you do believe that Wagner ends up being a Razorback. %68. Who wants to smoke UAPB and EA? Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to do just like crappy teams, just make it into one dynasty, or one conference, bunch of crappy teams. I mean, I know it already kind of exists. It's called the Big 12. Maybe we should just roll the Big 12. They're all crap. That whole conference is crap. Tell me I'm wrong. It just doesn't hold up to the Big 4. It just doesn't. Get 1% more. then close it real quick. Yeah, we need one more vote. And it needs to be yes. Yeah. All right. Well, I do appreciate you guys for being here. Again, if you want to join Madden, you got time. But after, I'm going to assume, I'm probably going to pull the trigger on that for like Friday. You know what I mean? To no longer give out XP is what I should say. Maybe we are close to getting these international players, and that's why he's not committing. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Chance. We think that maybe the Euro players have something to do with it. That absolutely could be the case. It could be the case. We'll have to wait and see. But I know that I'm ready for him. I'm ready for him to make an announcement one way or another. I'm ready for him to make an announcement. Got another super chat. Hang on. Where did Battle end up? Yeah, he ended up at Gonzaga. I'm sorry. I just now saw that. Yeah, the Zags, which I said a couple when was that? 2 weeks ago, I think. I said that was probably of all the schools for him to end up at. It's not surprising. I mean, we know what he did here. Why wouldn't he do well at Gonzaga? I wanted to keep him here. I would love for him to return, but it is a good fit. I agree with Chicken Man. I love that name, by the way. I agree with him. That is a good fit for Battle to go there. And instantly, I feel like, especially with given the Zags' reputation, that's a key piece for them to get. So we'll obviously be keeping up with him next year. That one kind of hurt, says Nick Cox. Yeah, it did. I wanted him back. I did. I wanted Tremont Mark back. Before we started adding these, before they started attacking the portal, and I did. I wanted both those guys back. But it is what it is. Cal operates a certain way. We know he builds rosters a certain way, Not a bad spot for him. It's not. It's not. But like I said, I like the roster they have now. They do still need to add a couple more pieces. Absolutely. We'll see what they do. We'll see what happens. We're going to, again, you guys know we've been tracking the Wagner stuff. This was another key thing that happened, right? Him losing a crystal ball. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't end up being a Razorback, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the fella who's responsible for that doesn't mean that he's right or wrong. I didn't check out his percentage of how accurate he is, but the longer this kind of drags out, you kind of wonder if that's maybe why he pulled his crystal ball, right? Farmington football just hired Tommy Tice. Yeah, I heard about that. I did. I heard about that. I mean, he's a name in the state of Arkansas. Might as well bring Barry Lunny Sr., bring him out of retirement, have him go coach. I wonder if Farmington reached out. Can Coach Cal bring up true guards that can run an offense? We have sorely missed that, Stephen 1383 says. You're not wrong. Yeah. He's changing some stuff up. He's changing his whole angle as far as building a roster. He's changing that up quite a bit. Again, with the renewed energy, new school, new program, given his track record, I mean, this feels like a great roster already. They need some spots. I hope they get Wagner. We'll see what they do with the Euro kids. I have not heard anything about Coleman Hawkins. I have not. If there's anything going down on any of those guys, our Patreon chat is all over it. Discord, Tusk Talk Discord, the Patreon chat has been all over these guys. I'll log in the morning and I'll see they've already started running off names, and I mean it's been great. I love that Patreon chat has been awesome. I chime in every once in a while, but typically what I have has already been talked about. So it's like, oh, all right, well, they're already on it. They're already covering it. So, all right, well, that is going to do it. Shout out to, again, the Patreon supporters who help keep this ship afloat, and to the sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, same-day services, quality parts, free estimates, 501-244-3667. That's who. That's what you do. You call them. They'll come out and give you a free estimate. And, of course, Insurance Max, who right now, well, not only do they offer business, personal, life and health insurance, retirement, they cover all four corners of our great state. You can also sign up or call for a free quote. You get a chance at winning a copy of EA College Football 25. You got a shot at winning it, getting your name in the hat. All you got to do is get a free quote. That's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, baby. EA Sports. Do we maybe get anyone else out of the portal after the what? Oh, after the combine. Yeah, I don't know, Nick. I mean, it's maybe. I don't know. I don't know what their approach is going to be. I don't know. Obviously, if I hear anything, we'll talk about it here. Again, our Patreon chat will be all over it as well. Kind of funny that Bronny is leaving USC. From what I hear, his defense needs the most work. Musk could help that if he'd listen. Yeah. Autocorrect got him. It did. I'm pretty sure if I said that out loud, that last part out loud, this channel or the stream would just be cut off. Oh, man. All right, so that is going to do it. I got some work to do here on Madden. Yeah, so feel free. Join our Discord. Come be a part of an awesome community. Oh, we got to end this poll. And it actually went down. We asked if Wagner ends up a Hog. It actually went down to 67% and went the opposite direction, but let's end the poll. So there we go. 67% of you say yes. Yes. So there you go. All right. I will see you guys later on this week. Not really sure what the structure is going to look like as far as shows. You guys know, just make sure you're subscribed. You hit the notification bell. That way you know as soon as I go live, you can come be a part of the chat. Come be a part of this whole thing. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Check out Patreon. Come support a small independent channel. I don't have $1 million backer. I don't have recruiting websites. I'm not a part of any major website. It's just little old me. So come join 100+ Patreon supporters. Check out our Discord. Check out our sponsors too. These are local businesses. Help out local businesses. That's where I try to aim. I will not take on anybody outside of our state to come sponsor this show. It's got to be in-state. I've had offers. You got to be in-state. Period. That's all I want affiliated with this channel is local. I want to help out the locals, and they help me out. Right? We help each other out, and you guys could be a part of it too by checking out their links. Subscribing to this channel, to the Patreon, joining the Discord, all that stuff, and it goes a long ways. Supporting the little guy. All right. I'll see you guys when I see you. Behave yourselves. And if we have anything to react to, you guys know I'll be here. If there's any reactionary content, like a certain player committing. I'm just saying. All right. You guys be good.